Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Kissy and today I wanted to do a Get a Clue reading. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some of my cards over here because I might be using different decks today. I wanted to mention that I am an intuitive reader, so most of my readings are, they come from, I use dreams, I use experience, memories, things that pop up in the surface of my consciousness to bring out the message, as well as anything that I've learned throughout the years in terms of numerology, astrology, angel wisdom, ancestors, as well as chakra energy healing or things to do with feng shui. So it can show up at any moment, at any given time. There is no method to the madness, or I should say there is a method to the madness, but there really isn't, in the sense that I don't plan for how I'm going to do my readings. It's just a matter of what spirit calls me to do at the moment. What, I go with the flow of the day and bring out the most the message that most resonates with the currents. Okay, hopefully they resonate with you, but if they don't, I don't ask you to accept it as your truth. It's just the currents as they're flowing through me to provide a message to you. So I hope that if it is a message that resonates with you, you could always leave your comments. You could leave your experiences in the comment section. I would love to hear how these readings resonate for you, if they do. And if they don't, that's fine. There's so many readers out there. I'm sure the right one is out there for you. So I also use music. I translate Spanish lyrics sometimes because I do listen to a lot of Spanish music. But I do like to share whatever comes through, whatever strikes me in the moment to speak, and whatever spirit guides me to use from my experience to share with you. So I thought I needed to make that announcement today, just to be clear. So let's get into this reading. Let's get into this clue reading. I call it the Get a Clue reading. Before I start the reading, I do like to pull a message from my Orisha, the Orisha companion book. There's so much wisdom in this, so I do like to go ahead and pull a message for you guys, just to see what the theme that we may experience or that is going on at the time. Alright, so we will be here. The Four of Fire. So let's see what the Four of Fire has to say. The Four of Fire. 4 members of a family walk arm in arm towards the sea, as if forming a chain of strength and union. All of them are dressed in white, and each carries a lighted pale blue candle to the limits of the kingdom of Yemaya, to thank her for the happiness received. In the upright, the meaning is thankfulness and recognition of all favors and help and cooperation received collectively or individually, but representing the majority, social, family, community, or work group. Humility in isolated or connected acts which gradually and systematically bring prosperity, happiness, joy, and peace. In the upside down position, the bonanza has not stopped, but do not forget that everything has been obtained through effort Do not reject family demands or corporate requirements, since dispersion and dissension may cause adverse effects. Bear this in mind. Interesting that this message would come through. I do feel a sense of gratitude, very much. These are hard times for a lot of people. For some of you, you may be experiencing secondhand in terms of like observing those around you, or people that you may know are going through very deep transformation at this time. And it's very hard to just hold space. It's not hard to hold space, but it's difficult to not interfere in the process that individuals have to go through to change, to transform, to come out the other side better. People, humanity, we can be hard-headed. We can be difficult and want to do things our way. And sometimes it takes a long time for people to realize this way of doing things isn't working, or this dynamic isn't working, or this way of thinking, or this way of feeling, or this way of expressing, or this way of doing doesn't work anymore. And it's hard for people to change their ways. And the older they get, the more ingrained their patterns become, and it's harder to unravel those patterns and redirect them in a new way. It's hard because it's an attachment to the ego, an attachment to the personality. So it's like, certain pride gets in the way, and it's like it's like a death to someone that's prideful to submit or to be humble or to accept support. It could be difficult for someone to release a toxic dynamic because of their sense of loyalty or their sense of righteousness. Sometimes, these qualities we think are positive, like, oh, I'm so good, or I'm so right, I'm so, correct in this situation. People will attach themselves just to prove a point, to their own detriment, to their own delusion or disillusionment, I should say, disillusionment, that you cannot be a savior to anyone. You cannot be the source of happiness for anyone. Sometimes when we love, our love language can say, I want to love this person and demonstrate how much I love them. I want to support them. I want to be there for them. But if that person's not ready or willing or able to see that, it is not your place to push and to be there and to accept and tolerate and be bullied and be manipulated or mistreated by someone that is in their own sense of hell. You can't love a person into healing by pushing your own agenda or your ways of doing things. Sometimes the healing a person needs is you to stand back. It's you to walk away. Is you to not interfere. Is you to let it unravel. The reason sometimes we don't do that is because we fear. Because if you can see ahead, if you can see these actions are not leading to a good place, these behaviors are harming you or others, or are dysfunctional or irrational or impractical, detrimental to your health or well-being or to others. If you can see that, obviously you want to rectify, fix, or at least at the minimum, provide counsel as to a better way of doing things, or a better way of seeing it, or a better way of exploring those energies. Excuse me. I have to drink some tea today. Excuse me. I'm still recovering from a cold. Ironically, it's like it comes and it goes. The weather changes so much here. So, as I was saying, it's our intention may be good to help another see the light, or to help another recognize where, you know, the patterns are that are unhealthy. But all you can do is provide the insight or the information and allow the person to accept or not that guidance. And that's hard when you love someone and you don't want to see them hurt, or you don't want to see them go down a path that's going to be difficult for them. This could be dealing with your children, if you have children, but it could also be dealing with adults in your life, family members, siblings, parents, people you genuinely care about, people that you love. Sometimes the best act of love you can provide someone is to just hold space. That means you allow them to be and have their moment. You allow them to go through what they got to go through, because sometimes that difficult, challenging situation is what's going to make them change. And again, like I said, it can be very difficult to allow someone to self-destruct. In essence, that's what it feels like. It's like allowing someone to self-destruct. But some people, most people, need to go through those self-destructive experiences to grow. That's just human nature. So that 4 of Fire card is, you know, reminds us to be grateful and to be in unison with those that are in that same vibration, okay? And if you're on the opposite spectrum, where you're experiencing the hardships or experiencing a lot of the challenges that Pluto and Capricorn may bring, then remember that in order to overcome these challenges, reacting less, responding more is to your benefit. When things are difficult, complaining about the difficulties isn't the best course of action, because it'll beget more of that energy. It's like you have to make a conscious effort that when you see, you know, the negativity that surrounds you, instead of focusing on how awful that negativity might be, you're not going to lie to yourself. You're just going to not focus your energy in that direction. Take that energy and bring it inward and find the contentment within. Find the peace within, the joy within. Even if it means just listening to your favorite music for a little while. Even if it means watching a comedy show for a while. Anything to put you in a higher vibration. Taking a walk, writing, painting, anything that you can zone in internally to yourself. And even if being in that space brings up hard and difficult emotions, it's better to allow those emotions to be released in that space than to engage in whatever is the problem that you're dealing with and combat it and fight it and argue with it or debate it or try to control whatever's happening in your external world. There's no good comes of that. No good comes of you fighting your external world. Your external world is a reflection of your inner reality. So if you're starting to see a lot of negative things, it's because a lot of the negativity within is coming up, so that you can observe it, so you can see it, so you can heal it, so you can address it, not blame another, not... and I'm not saying that others don't play a role in things that go on. There are people that affect, your trajectory, so to speak. There are people that seek out to, harm, hurt, or blame, project onto you. And I'm not denying that those individuals don't exist or that they don't, but they don't really have a power over you when you no longer allow it, when you have that boundary that says, no, I'm no longer feeding that. I'm no longer engaging in that. I'm no longer responding to that situation in the same way. You no longer have power over my will, my way to do things. And sometimes people use their will in the negative by trying to manipulate another to conform to their ways. It's not the best course of action. All right, so let's talk about the dream state. So I'm going to share these dreams. You take them with a grain of salt. If they resonate for you, they do. If not, I do have a Pluto in the 12th house. So it's like I do get to see what's going on in the subconscious kind of before it manifests in the physical. So sometimes I get warnings. Sometimes I get, really beautiful messages to come. So I do like to share them. In this case, the dreams have been a little bit strange, very different than I'm used to, in the sense that, because I don't watch a lot of movies that bring out like very negative things. Like I don't watch zombie apocalypse type movies or violent movies. I'm really... I guess it depends. It has to have like a light tone, but like anything that I feel would impact my psyche, that could influence my psyche, kind of put me in a negative mood, I may not engage in. So it was strange to me to have this dream of being in a pickup truck. And there was another woman with me in the car. There was several people, but I remember that one of the guys that was in the truck, he was becoming like a zombie. He was becoming very like aggressive or dangerous to us. And I remember seeing there was a gun. I grabbed it, but when I shot him, he became like this zombie killer that we had to like escape from. So, zombie obviously as a metaphor is individuals that are asleep. These are like sleeper agents, people that they can be dangerous in your reality if you don't end, the metaphor of shooting him was to end that energy from harming, okay? From coming, poisoning your space, so to speak, with their toxicity. And to have shot him only to see that he was, this zombie. It's like sometimes you have these people in your life that no matter how much you shoot them down, no matter how much you say no matter how much you tell them boundaries, no matter how much you try to keep people away, some people like stalkers. They could be very persistent. This could be trolls online as well. Very persistent energies. What else? Oh, the ancestors came through the dreams as well. There was also a dark practitioner that I saw in the dream was giving sour candy to the children and laughing when they were in discomfort, right? So to me that kind of seems like, be careful of trickster spirits, trickster energies around you. People that find humor and pleasure in someone else's pain, or this gives me like bully vibes, like, you know, just to humiliate, ways in humiliating individuals just for the sake of it, just for fun. Mocking or trying to trigger someone to be in a negative mood, or to get a reaction, to get some kind of like, they get pleasure out of getting a reaction out of you that's sour, okay? Be careful of those individuals. So, but either way, you're protected by your ancestors, because I had 2 ancestors show up in the dream. And it was in a uplifted environment. There was a lot of family, a lot of love, children, laughter, joy, happiness. So family is of significance at this time. Trying to keep the vibration of the family in the positive. What else? I know there was more, but I don't recall at this time. So we'll leave that as that for now. Let's get into this clue reading, okay? Let's start. We'll start here at the study. I'll go ahead and place a card for each of these houses. Okay, so at the core we have the ballroom. So emotions are of priority right now. Managing or monitoring our emotional state. This could be having feelings for someone you're attached to. This is like a bond, emotional bond that you're dealing with. You have an emotional bond with someone you value, someone that you feel a spiritual tie to, okay? But this might be hidden. It might be in the dark. Let's see. Excuse me. I feel like you're working on yourself at this time, focusing on adjusting to your own nature, adjusting whatever comes up for you personally. You're very actively managing the adjustments that you've had to go through with yourself. You've studied yourself, you've learned yourself. You're learning how to adjust to things that affect you personally on a personal level. Yeah, definitely. In the ballroom, Miss Scarlet in the ballroom, this is how you relate to your feelings. You're learning to relate to your feelings by adjusting. It's like self-regulating. Being able to regulate so that you can, it's like you're relating better to your emotional state. Maybe to your dark emotions, to emotions that feel, that you may not have been able to manage in the past. You're learning to relate to them in a better way. You are starting to value your surroundings. You're starting to appreciate what's around you. You see the ability to bring up the value of the spaces that you're in. It's like you may have looked at your environment as perhaps, it wasn't highly valued in your opinion, in your perception. Whereas now you see great you see the value in your environment, or at least its purpose. Perhaps it, like for example, you could live in a mansion and be miserable, or you can live in a modest home and be abundantly, joyfully happy. It's all about the perspective and what you value. So if you value peace, you're starting to see peace in your environment. You value, it's almost as if your environment has become something of worth to you. It doesn't matter what the environment is, but it's how you're looking at the environment that's different. I'm also seeing you may want to consider doing feng shui work in your kitchen area. Whatever the kitchen area is in your home, whatever in feng shui that space rules. So let's say it's your space of fame or fortune. Enhance that area. Look up what your kitchen area represents in feng shui and see if you can add a few things there to enhance the energies of your kitchen. So, moving forward, we have the lounge in the conservatory. So, I feel like you're relaxing at home. You've completed a cycle when it comes to your home. This is also making me feel like a karmic cycle has ended when it comes to your home environment. You're able to either relax, you're able to now enjoy. It's like you've cleared the energies that needed to be cleared. So now it's like, now you're ready to take on the new cycle from that new level of, it's like you've upgraded the home environment, or you've cleared some karmic energies regarding home, whatever home means to you, okay? Family, home, whatever patterns had to be cleared out of the home have been cleared. It's been completed. So now that you're in a position when this new wave, this new energy is now able to pour into the home, you're ready to receive it. It's like you've created the container to receive the abundance in the home. So the revolver in the dining room makes me think that there's some energies that you're returning to. This could also be in regards to abrupt changes are coming. in terms of your home. Or you may have to review, or you may be reviewing, because since you've completed this energy in the home, you're noticing what the disruptions were that were affecting your home. And something to do with home and career as well, because this is the 4th and 10th house. 4th and 10th house energies. You know, they kind of work in they work together in some ways. It's like your home affects your work life. Your work life can affect your home. But there may have been a lot of upheavals or a lot of like disruptions when it comes to the home. And you may be returning to a time, or at least reviewing a time when that was happening often. And I think it has to do with what you've completed. You completed that cycle, the cycle of disruptions affecting your home life, disruptions affecting your career. In the billiard room, we have Miss Scarlet. So this is balancing yourself, balancing your own energy. It's interesting because in the house of self, you have adjusting. And in the billiard room, which is, you know, it's like your routines, your day-to-day life, you're focusing on yourself. And this energy here, the billiard room, is also, I always see it as like the Lover's card in the tarot. But I also see it sometimes as this is 6th house energy. The reason I say the Lover's card is because there's this concept of balance, like as the number 6 represents this balance of yourself. It's like equal day, equal night, I hear. Taking the good with the bad, learning to balance both sides of your personality, of your character. Ooh, I love this. We got study in the library. Perfect match. I feel like you're going to be learning new spiritual either practices or... Now, it doesn't necessarily have to be spiritual, but the library represents 7. It could also be partnerships. You're studying a partnership or learning about a partnership, or you may be giving insight about a partnership. So if it's not in terms of a relationship, it could be spiritual in nature. Spirit may be bringing you a new form of study, like you're about to get a download or downloads about a new course of study. That's interesting. That's very interesting. So we'll see. Oh, confirmation. So in the hall, we have the dining room. The hall represents 8th house energies, and then the dining room, it's disruptive. It's like Uranus energy, shocking, disruptive. You might need to bring some disruptive things, or there might be some disruptive energy in the realm of the in-between, in the hidden, when it comes to other people's money even. The people that you share resources with, there's a lot of disruption in that area, or you may be bringing disruption in that area. It's almost like, I don't know, I just heard like blaze it on fire, like fuck shit up. I don't know. I don't advocate violence or, chaotic energy, but this feels like chaotic energy. Like it's almost like there's this shock effect that's being hidden. There's this disruptive energy, this tower energy that is either repressed or hidden. And you may be aware of it, you may be unconscious of it, but it has to do with the resources that you're sharing with other people. You might have to address some things, and despite it being disruptive. I just listened to the song. He says, all of the women, all of the expensive cars, all of the money don't amount to you. I can make believe I have everything, but I can't pretend that I don't see that without you, girl, my life is incomplete. I don't know how that applies to this energy here, the hall. I just feel like, remember the hall, to me, the 8th house energy has always felt like, this is obviously the taboo. This is the things that we don't really talk about out loud, but you can feel it. This is even like, I don't know why, but I'm getting like, I think you're understanding how people are using your energy for their own financial gain. And I think you're about to shock a lot of people when you call them out, or when you are no longer, it's like you're going to be able to create a boundary. But the song, all of the women, all the expensive cars, all of the money don't amount to you. I feel like there's someone in your past, someone that you've engaged with, someone that might have manipulated you in love, making you believe it was love, and it was really just to, another confirmation. It might have been to take your resources energetically. Even, I would say like this, even sexual energy. It's like, as a resource. It's like, let's say you're attracted to someone, you give them your love, your energy, you give them attention, you give them energy in a certain way. And I feel like that was being like used as a resource to propel the ego of this individual, to elevate this person's sense of self-worth. And they're realizing all the abundance that they got from playing that game with you, all of the money, all of the expensive cars, they're realizing it doesn't amount to you. It's like, okay, so they got all that, but they lost you in the process. They gained a lot of resource from you, but they lost you in the process. It also gives like the feeling of like, I don't know why, like the golden goose. It's like, okay, you got the eggs from the goose, but if you don't have the goose, like, all right, once the goose is gone, you don't have the eggs. It's like, all right, so you got all that material stuff out of that person, or you got all these gains from them, but now you don't have them. Now you can't tap into them again. You can't tap in and take from them. So it's like, had you been honest or loving or genuine or not manipulative, not invading their boundaries somehow, you would have had that person for a lifetime producing that love for you. It's like, it's like short-term gain versus long-term gains. This person chose short-term gains, and now they lost the source that could have been there for the long term, but whatever. Their loss, right? All right, so we have Solicitor Peacock in the lounge. This is Aquarius energy. Hey. We have Aquarius. You ended a cycle with an Aquarius that it could have been toxic, but it's possible like maybe you just let go. It's like bygones, let bygones be bygones. And it's like, let's just, close that chapter of the dynamic so we can either start over on a new leaf, or you officially ended a dynamic with a, like once something is done, it can never go back to what it was. So it's like, whatever was with this person, it doesn't have to be like harsh or negative. Like, I mean, you could have had like some falling out with an Aquarius, but whatever that was, it's over now. So it's like you have an option to start a new dynamic, but it has to start from scratch. Like, it has to be rebuilt. If not, it's just a complete ending, and that's it. Like, this person is no longer your, part of your social circle. This person is no longer part of your friend group. This is not someone that you're in your organization. Something to that effect. But, and it could also be a cycle that you were dealing with your 11th house energies, which is a house of groups, friendships, but it's also like social. It's like on a larger scale, organizations, right? So it's like maybe you're no longer interested in participating in a certain organization. Maybe you've completed a cycle that you were constantly in when it comes to how you participate in groups and organizations. I'm listening to the song. Que yo no tengo dignidad que me quieren. Alright, so this person could have been bad-mouthing you, saying that you had no dignity. They dared to comment on your dignity. It's like this is a person that was probably looking down at you. And it's like, you finally made you made that decision to stand your ground, not to call this person. You may have been the one to always fix things, to always like let bygones be bygones, you know what I mean? But it's like, not this time. I think you feel like you've recognized the power of your own worth, or the power that like what you were bringing to the table when it comes to this. And it's like, no more. Like, you may have at one point even allowed yourself to believe what they were saying in a certain way. Like, you might have felt like they were above you, or that they had some sort of authority over you, and you're now realizing like, nope, that's over. You never had authority over me. You were never more qualified than me. You never brought more to the table than I did. You could never compete with me. So it's over, whatever that is. This could be a friend that was in competition with you. This could be someone in the workplace that was trying to prove that they were more qualified than you, or more prestigious than you, whatever the case might be. So you said, no way, Jose. You might be dealing with a Jose. I don't know. So I'm wondering if that's the end of this reading, or if I should continue. Let's see. I guess we can go further with the tarot cards here. So let's clarify all these energies. Why is the ballroom with the rope at the core of the reading? Why is this emotional bond at the core of the reading? What is this emotional bond in reference to? The Fool. You may have played the Fool in a connection at some point, but I'm getting that you're ready to start on a new journey, a new beginning, where you have this emotional bond with someone that you're connected with, someone that you share resources with, someone that you have a sacred connection to. Why is the wrench in the study? Ooh. Competition, 5 of Wands. I feel like the reason why you self-regulate is to avoid conflict. You self-regulate, you adjust yourself because you're not really competing with others. You're working on yourself. So I feel like with this 5 of Wands here, there's a lot of competition when it comes to oh my God, this sounds pathetic, but it's like, who's a better healer? Who's a better, who's more what's the word? I guess that's it. It's like you might also have people that have been competing for you, okay, fighting for you, but you're focused on adjusting and learning yourself at this time. You're putting more efforts in, working on you than in competing with others. Let's see where Miss Scarlet is in the ballroom. Miss Scarlet represents Libra energies, okay? So you could be dealing with the Libra. The energies we have here, we have Aries, Libra, Scorpio. Scorpio, Libra, Aries, Aquarius. Yeah, those are the characters that are out here right now. So why is this Libra in the ballroom? We got 3 cards. Okay. We have the 7 of Pentacles in reverse, the Queen of Swords, and the Moon. Okay. So we were talking about Miss Scarlet being balancing, where you may be balancing balancing your relationship to yourself, kind of relating to your emotions, feeling more like you're able to relate to yourself, to your darker side. Remember, I feel like you stopped investing in this Queen of Swords energy. This is like cutting through illusions, right? The Queen of Swords is an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. And because we have Miss Scarlet here as Libra, you may be dealing with a Libra. You may be a Libra that cut through illusions, okay? The Moon is illusions. But you stopped investing in this Queen of Swords energy. I feel like maybe you're more focused on your emotions right now as opposed to trying to cut through illusions and focus on
justice, and then let me focus on bringing the truth to the world kind of vibe. It's not so much that you've stopped investing in terms of like you're not interested in that. Like it's a matter of refocusing. Like maybe you're more focused now on how you feel as opposed to how you think. You're more focused on your emotional state as opposed to fighting for a cause. It feels like maybe even trying to like prove your intellect or prove your knowledge or prove that you see through illusions. It's like, okay, so fucking what? I see through illusions. I see through all the fuck shit. I see through all the, deception. But I'm not going to keep investing in trying to be the paragon of truth. It's like righteousness, and I gotta be this thing and call out all these lies and deceptions. That's one, it's one thing to do it when it's necessary, but to become like an advocate, for example, or to be like the face of this mission, it's like you may not be investing in that. You may be more focused on your emotional relatability, like how you relate with others, how you express your emotional self to others. That might be your focus at this time. Why is Miss Mayor Green in the kitchen? Mayor Green in the kitchen. Clarify Mayor Green. Okay. Well, there's a lot going on with Mayor Green in the kitchen. We have the Knight of Wands in reverse. Hey, wait, the Fool was there originally. Excuse us. 8 of Swords in reverse. 3 of Wands and 9 of Pentacles. Okay. Hey. So that's what we have going on with Mayor Green in the kitchen. Valuing your environment. You're done with chaos and bullshit. Hostile energies, arguments. You're not feeling stuck anymore. I feel like you've cleared a lot of hostilities or maybe conflicts that surrounded your neighborhood. Or maybe you're no longer like fighting for a cause in terms of this is like, I'm going to advocate for women's rights, or I'm going to advocate for homelessness, or I'm going to advocate for housing projects, or whatever it is. Advocate. I just get like this cause, a feeling of I gotta fight for this or fight for that, or no, you unleashed yourself from that. You're open to new opportunities that bring you a sense of abundance because you're valuing your environment and you're focused on beautifying your environment. You're focused on making your environment match how you feel. It's like you feel abundant, you feel free, you feel successful just for the sake that you do, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Your self-worth has increment, what's the word, has shot out, has blown up. Like your self-worth is your self-value. It shows. It's like, no, I want to focus on making my environment beautiful. I want to focus on bringing my own sense of value to this. It's like I feel like your focus has shifted from, like we talked earlier about, you can look at what you don't like around you and fight about it to get your way or to get things to change, or you can drop it and just focus on
the horizon, looking ahead, and just embracing what you are, where you are, and looking at the beauty that already surrounds you. Focusing on the beauty that already surrounds you. Let's see why the lounge is in the conservatory. Death. This is like we said, something has ended or completed in the home. You ended a situation in the home. You put an end to a toxic situation in the home, or a toxic pattern about the home. You transformed a home. And sometimes, like we talked earlier, transformation can be ugly. It can be dark. It can be very, it's like you could be the villain, you know? Sometimes you have to be, in the sense of when you want some changes, you have to put a stop to certain things. It's like, no matter how bad people think you are or how cruel they think you may be, you had to put an end to certain things in order to complete a cycle that was toxic in the home. So that just confirms that. It could be as simple as, you know, creating strong boundaries in the home, like with your children, you know, despite their behavior, despite how much they don't like it. You know, sometimes you want to be like the perfect parent. You want to be so nice and so good, and you want to protect their feelings and protect everything. But sometimes you got to be stern and say no. And no means no. And no matter what the tantrum is, no matter what the behavior is, it's like, no, this is going to, one way or the other, this pattern has to change. We're not about to do this shit every fucking day. And you change it because it's what's in the best interest. Despite how difficult and dark and cruel or uncomfortable it can be. Okay? It can be. When you know something has to change, the bigger picture is more important than the immediate circumstance. You got to tolerate or put up with the harshness of the moment, but the payout is better at the end. This is like grounding a child. No parent really wants to ground their child. You can see them having their tantrums, having fits, having whatever. And you're like, it hurts me more than it hurts you. That is actually true. It is, because you don't want to be in combat with anyone in the household. But you had to put an end to whatever the circumstances were. Now, if it's not a child, this could be with a partner or a spouse, someone you were involved with. But no matter whatever it is, it had to end. Whatever the dynamic, toxic connection was that was happening in the home, whatever, this could be even like a generational curse that is done. Like, we're not doing this. This is not what our home life is going to be like. We're not doing what has always been done, the way it's always been done. If it was dysfunctional or toxic, we're doing things different. Damn it. Let's see why we have the revolver in the dining room. Oh, got a Page of Pentacles. So we talked about, this is the disruptions that affect the home life or career life. I feel like because you put an end to this toxic behavior, this toxic stuff, the Page of Pentacles could be a Earth child, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus child. But it's also a messenger. The Page is a messenger, and it's letting you know that abundance is here. You're being gifted a pentacle for this hard work that you put in. So it's like an opportunity to make money can thrive now. When you review how all these disruptions were affecting your home life or your work life, now you're able to produce abundance. It's like, okay, because all the energy doesn't go into the disputes or the conflicts or the disharmony. Now that you were able to put an end to that situation in the home and observe the pattern of disruption and how the home disruptions affect the work life, or how the work disruptions affect the home life, now that you understand that that was a pattern, you're able to now receive abundance, financial abundance. This could be a work opportunity. This could be an opportunity to make money. That's all, as simple as that. A new source of income. A member of the family also, where you're not the only one producing. It could be someone else now in the household producing. Why is Miss Scarlet in the billiard room? Ooh, wow. The Queen of Wands. This is Miss Scarlet. This is Aries energy, as we said. Okay, totally in balance with yourself. Totally, completely in your vibe. Now, even if you're not an Aries, Aries represents the self, right? It represents the individual. And I feel like you as an individual, you're magnetic, vibrant, creative, all in your firepower, all in your creativity, intuitive, and just very much in, like, your strength. You have a vision of the future. Like, your intuition is spot on. You're so confident. You're so self-reliant, and you're so in your power. This is beautiful. And even if you're a masculine, you're embracing this Queen of Wands energy. This is just very, also, when we said magnetic, it's like seductive in a way. It's like it draws people into you. It's like the attraction factor is on high. The sexiness, the ability to, that confidence exudes. It's like just sexiness. Confidence is sexy. So the study in the library, clarify that, please, Spirit. Oh, the Lovers, which we said, oh my, we did mention it in the billiard room. I look at that as the Lovers card, right? But in the library, you're studying, and we said it could be that you were studying a relationship, partnership. I feel like this is your person. Excuse me. I feel like you might be mirroring one another, the person that is your person. Now, some people don't like the term twin flames. So soulmate, twin flame, the person that you feel is this is the love of your life, or this is the person that is to be the love of your life. They're either learning your ways, or spirit. Ooh, we talked about how spirit might be giving you a new course to study, a new endeavor. You may be called by spirit to learn more about twin flames, soulmates, or to learn more about your person. If you already have, if this person is already involved with you, or you may be called by spirit to do this work together. Remember, the library this is like the spiritual area. The number 7 is very spiritual. I feel like that's the energy where our spirit guides communicate with us. And it's also 7 represents the 7th house, is partnerships. So learning about partnerships, relationships, maybe studying about relationships, the power of love. Sounds good to me. All right, let's see why we have the dining room in the hall. Oh. We have the 3 of Cups. So remember we talked about disrupting and people manipulating. There may have been a third party situation. Remember we said someone from your past was using you as a resource to gain confidence, to use your energy for their own confidence, and that you may have to F some shit up. What's the point of blocking out the F word only to say the S word? Fuck shit up. You may have to be disruptive, but you may be disruptive by virtue of celebrating, by virtue of just being in harmony, being in a celebratory energy. This is abundance. I mean, you can see it's a victory. I feel like you've gained a victory over this situation, and that might be what is the shock value. That might be what is this person energetically might have been stifling energy from you, and now that you've called your power back to you, you've taken your power back, you're in harmony, celebrating, you're in community in a certain way, you know what I mean? It's a victory that you're sharing with others, okay? You're celebrating with others this victory, and that could be a disruption for those that were manipulating or trying to take your resources. Why is Solicitor Peacock here in the lounge? Oof. Oh my. The Empress. Yeah, so like we said, you completed a cycle with an Aquarius. Now, if it's not an Aquarius, this is just someone that was, on some level, they felt that they were above you. They felt that they were wiser, smarter, more empowered than you. And you are showing up as the Empress. You being this Empress, it's like you accepted your power. You honed in on your own energy to the point that you will not tolerate anyone thinking that they're better than you, above you. And it's not in an arrogant way. It's in, you know your worth, you know your value, you know you're the true empress, okay? And when you own that, this group, this organization, they can't mess with you. They just can't. The Empress is the most powerful influence in the deck as far as I'm concerned, because the Emperor is the physical manifestation of power and authority, but the Empress is the subconscious manifestation of power and authority. Okay, she's the equal to the Emperor, but she's in the subconscious while he's in the physical. And so what precedes the physical is the energy before that, right? She energizes the Emperor. She supports the Emperor. So to me, that energy is the source of true power. I mean, the Empress is the mother of all mothers. This is the goddess. This is Venus energy. She is the source of love that is creation itself. Okay? So, with that being said, I think I'll go ahead and pick a animal totem just to see which animal totem has a message for us today. That's always fun. Ooh, what do we have here? Oh my, the moth. You know what's interesting? I had a moth in my car yesterday. That's incredible. I was driving and I parked the car. I had the windows down briefly. And as I was leaving, I put my visor up. Is that what it's called? The visor, the thing, to stop the sun from hitting your face. When I did that, I saw it fly. I was like, ah! I had to open all the windows so I can leave my car. I didn't want to drive with a moth in my car. But anyway, I didn't really give it too much thought other than to tell my daughter. I'm like, she gets in the car with me and I say, by the way, there's a moth in the car. Be careful. She's like, what? I'm like, I put the windows down, but I don't know if it's gone. I don't know if it left yet, but just in case, so you don't freak out if it flies over your face. So the moth is the rainbow of light and positive energy expands my consciousness. My dreams are emerging to guide me on my path. I pay attention to my dreams and easily interpret them. I am aligned with the movement of the moon. Dreams provide tools for self-knowledge and help bring mental clarity. So for the sake of it, we're going to go ahead and read the moonstone, which is the stone that's associated to this animal totem. It asks you, have you remembered your dreams? Do your senses bring you to where you need to be? Are you connected with the lunar cycles? Let your dreams become messages to help you develop your personality and spirituality. You've spent enough time figuring things out. Let yourself emerge with the knowledge spun within your consciousness. See, that's exactly what we were talking about. Number one, you're embracing this Empress energy. You've accepted your power. You called in all your power from this situation here, this this person trying to take from your energy. You embraced. It's like you've worked on yourself. Okay, you focused on you. You did away with competing in any kind of way, only to sit and self-regulate and adjust and focus on your emotional self. When we talked about letting go of, focusing on the mental, it's like you've spent enough time figuring things out. Let yourself emerge with the knowledge spun within your consciousness. As we said, you already have the knowledge within your consciousness. You are showing up as the Empress. Okay? So, that was a great message. Is there anything else that we need, Spirit? Anything else we can add to this? Quite possibly, we can engage with Let's see. Does the I was going to say astrology cards, and then I was also going to say astrological cards. Do the astrology cards have a message for us that would benefit the collective at this time? Ooh. Oh. Sixth house, sustainability. I feel like you're sustaining or you will be sustained in your day-to-day. Maybe even on a daily basis, like don't go too far off and like, oh my God, what's going to happen, next year? By next year, what, where will I be? No, it's a day-to-day thing. Every day, focus only on the day. You focus today to prepare so that tomorrow's a better day, an easier day, okay? Do only what you can do here and now. Every day, here and now. Focus on the here and now. There's only so much you can do. But every day that you do just a little bit, every day that you do just what needs to be done, you don't have to go crazy and try to get done everything in that one day that, for the rest of the year. Just focus on the day-to-day. That is what sustains you. It's like you preserve your energy. You only put effort and energy where needed. You don't overdo it because that's not necessary. That brings balance. That keeps you emotionally regulated. That keeps you balanced. Structure with Saturn here. So yeah, I feel like you're being sustained because you've created a structure. Saturn supports those that do the work. Those that do the hard work, actually, because it's not easy to balance your physical world and your internal world and then balance them out in a way that's progressive. We have the numbers 44 and 24 could be relevant. The number 6 or the number 8. Let's keep those numbers in mind. And with that, I shall leave you. And I will come back with another message soon, guys. Take care.